The Green Bay Packers just made a huge announcement and huge move. Adam Schefter reported that the plans are that the Packers release two-time Pro Bowl cornerback Jaire Alexander. Here's the thing. We all knew that Brian Gutekunst heading into this offseason, we knew that he was looking to shop Jaire Alexander, but he made it clear that he wants a good return on investment when it comes to what he feels Jaire Alexander's value is. Otherwise, we knew that the option post June 1st, they could release him and save a ton of money. We knew that that was out there, but it looked more and more evident that the Packers were trying to retain Jaire Alexander and trying to rework a structure. We knew that Brian Gutekunst offered a restructured contract, probably with some incentives for him to stay out and healthy on the football field. But Jaire and his agent clearly were not able to come to grips and see eye to eye with the Packer organization and Brian Gutekunst and what they offered Jaire. And now it's reported that he will be released. You also have another report here saying that the Packers releasing Pro Bowl cornerback Jaire Alexander. Of course, we know that he's a two-time Pro Bowler, 2020 and 2022, the former first-round pick out of Louisville, has struggled to stay healthy. And now here we sit, and the Green Bay Packers have decided to release him and save some money. So what does this mean for Jaire Alexander? What does it mean for the Packer organization? Well, I really hope Jaire does not go within the NFC North and we don't have to face him, because in the event that he does stay healthy, he's one of the better cornerbacks out there. He did sign an $84 million deal with the Packers back in 2022. And he had 2 years left on his contract. His salary cap number was set to be around $25 million this year. And efforts to reduce that number and rework it that Brian Gutekunst wasn't able to do with his agent, the Packers are releasing him and saving 17.117 in salary cap number. Now there is a dead cap hit of nearly $7.5 million. That's going to hit the 2025 salary cap. But we do know that the Packers are going to be saving a substantial amount of money. They really had a lot of money to play with, but now, according to Over the Cap, the Green Bay Packers will have around $46 million in total cap savings when Jaire's officially released. There's only two other teams that have that type of money, and that's the Niners and the Patriots, who are going to have as much money as Brian Gutekunst to go out there and shop some players and some free agents or restructure some deals within the organization to retain some guys out there. Okay, so when we look at what this means for the Pack organization, it means that they're going to have a lot of money to play with. It means that they're not going to be handcuffed to Jaire's big salary cap number also in 2026. Now, there's going to be some dead cap money that follows him there, but this also puts a ton of pressure on Keyshawn Nixon, because he's, to me, him being is slated as a number one starting caliber cornerback in the league. Is he that to you? Leave your comments and let me know your thoughts there. I don't think that he is. Now, I think that he's had some success there, and we've looked at that. And according to PFF, we do know that Keyshawn Nixon had 64.5 overall PFF score. He had 6 pass breakups, 1 interception. We know that as a pass rush defender, the dude, when sent on a blitz, when Jeff Hafley was sending him on an all-out blitz, this dude has a ton of success, and we do know that he's got the ability to make some open field tackles. He had a run defense grade of a 64.6, so overall 64.5. He's good, but I don't know if he's going to be good enough to stop guys in the league like Justin Jefferson or even in Addison, and you got St. Brown and DJ Moore. These are some big names that you're going to see within the division, and the Green Bay Packers are left with Nate Hobbs, who was he's going to be tasked with some inside outside responsibilities after just primarily playing a nickel with the Raiders. And they're also going to have to lean on former 7th round draft pick Carrington Valentine to cover guys that we just talked about, St. Brown in Detroit and Justin Jefferson and Addison there. And there's tons of weapons, wide receiver wise, within the NFC North, not just let alone who the Packers are going to be playing this season. are these guys capable and good enough to do that? And who's out there, who's available? Well, here's some cornerback free agent signings that happened. I really wanted the Packers to get Byron Murphy because I really thought that the Packers were going to be releasing Jaire Alexander or trading him or trying to work something out. But I didn't think that Jaire was going to be on the Packers roster come 2025 season. However, as we got closer, we went through OTAs and we were getting closer to training camp. I really did think that Jaire Alexander was going to be a part of our secondary this season. And I embraced it. I was super excited about it because the Packers defensively are very dangerous with Jaire Alexander there. Without Jaire Alexander there, I don't think they're nearly as dangerous because now they're going to be tasked with, man, we're going to have to really put a ton of pressure on the quarterback to make them make some quick throws, some quick decisions out there, and hope to get some help from our safety. Xavier McKinney had tons of success. Evan Williams had tons of success this last year. So I think that when you look at the cornerbacks that were off the board, DJ Reed, guys that we wanted in Green Bay, Nate Hobbs we did get, but you look at who's out there, who's available, as far as free agent cornerbacks, the best available out there, Rasul Douglas, we already talked about. This is a familiar face in Green Bay. This is a guy that could be a 1-year insurance policy to really step in. We know he's capable of filling that role. We know he's capable of stepping in, being as good as Jaire Alexander, but we know that this dude can create a mismatch out there when it comes to some of the wide receivers that we just mentioned. And then you've got Asante Samuel Jr., who's also still available. You've got Stephon Gilmore, who's older, guys like that. So if the Packers wanted to bring in another, guy to kind of help fill, because if one of these guys goes down with an injury, the Packers, really don't have a ton of depth at the cornerback position. A lot of young guys there. We know that this is a young Packer team. They're going to be the youngest team in the league for the 3 years in a row. So they're going to be tasked with a lot. And they're, again, we're going to be seeing guys like we talked about in Justin Jefferson, Addison, St. Brown, DJ Moore, and company there. So do you think that the Green Bay Packers are better off with Jaire Alexander off the team? Leave your comments, and having $17+ million in cap space for 2025. But what are the Packers going to do with that? Are they going to go and get one of these guys that are on the screen right there? Or are they just going to be content with what they've got there and really hope that everybody stays healthy? Or do you think that the Packers made a mistake in allowing Jaire Alexander to walk? Because we certainly had the cap space to keep him in Green Bay for the 2025 season and then go to the draft in 2026 or through free agency or something to move Jaire Alexander. Leave your comments. Let me know your thoughts. But this is huge. This is a big move for the Green Bay Packer organization, and it has ripple effects to what's going to be the success for the 2025. I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible, but this certainly is a blow to their secondary. Leave your comments, and as always, go Pack Go.